So Lux, we are both holders of World of Women and somehow have never done a dedicated episode on the project.
But yeah, I know, because we've been trying to get the next big thing, but we've been neglecting the legacy projects that are incredible and going strong.
Yeah, the tried and true. But today is the day we're going to do it. So let's dive into this gorgeous and galactic project. Welcome back. If you are new here, we put together content on NFT projects, Web3, digital design, the decentralized space. So please be sure to like and subscribe.
Do it.
All right. World of Women. This is where this whole project ecosystem starts. So it was founded by Yam Karkai back in July of 2021. So July 27th, and it is a 10,000 PFP project. And what's really unique about this is they're entirely mission driven. So they came onto the scene because they were one of the first and definitely one of the more prominent projects that are founded by women. Yam is a female artist behind everything, and she's got a really solid team, but they're very philanthropic. They are trying to build a community around themselves to give back to through education and a bunch of different initiatives that they have. So they have this WOW fund, which was to buy artwork to showcase in their own museum. So they have over 300 pieces in this gallery already, and their membership itself is amazing. So you get full IP. They do have NFT drops. There are physical goods, of course, IRL experiences that we'll talk about, a bunch of different committees and foundations, in addition to just how cool the artwork is itself. And so within the first year, they had done a lot. There was a huge Christie's auction. They had launched WOW Galaxy, and then they posted or hosted a few different IRL events as well. So this is the World of Women. Right here, they're showing a few recent sales that they've had, 10,000 items, 5,655 unique owners. And right now the floor price is 1.69. So we can take a quick look at the collection here. Really cool traits, backgrounds, a bunch of different varieties, and only 4% are listed right now. And specifically, if we take a look at some of the traits themselves, they've got background, skin tone, clothes, hairstyles, everything that you expect to see in a PFP that's just female based. So that is World of Women. And they really came onto the scene, I think, because of some of the celebrities and big names that started to buy into the project. So there are a few people that names you would probably recognize, different sports stars that are holders, entertainment. So Steve Aoki, whether he's the kiss of death for an NFT project or not, whatever your belief is, he has been a longtime holder of this project. Eva Longoria, Shonda Rhimes, Gary Vee, of course, and then Reese Witherspoon. Logan Paul, huge holder as well. But you can see that they've got some decent bags. So the big celebrity presence within this project. And then if we explore the ecosystem a bit more, they spun off into WOW Galaxy. So this project, I really love the artwork behind this, and I think you do too. But basically, the story for this is that World of Women discovered a new planet from the future. And so they use this time portal to basically travel to this new planet, which is where we get the galaxies, because they noticed that when they were going through this portal, they were transformed. And so that's what this story here is telling us. So the World of Women galaxy spawned from World of Women. So this is another project, huge distribution, 22,222. And they broke it down for WOW holders to be able to mint for free. There was a public sale, which I believe was a Dutch auction. And then there was also an allow list as well. So these pretty quickly sold out. The floor price for these is a bit more affordable than the World of Women at 1.17, I believe. And so that was the second PFP project that they had spun off of their initial World of Women project. Then we get into the community, which is huge. Everything that you'd expect from Discord. I think the biggest thing to point out here is that they do have a DAO as well, DAO. And so you can click through and you can take a look at some of the proposals and things that exist within DAO, but they do have a DAO. And then their foundation that they have So this is where they really are giving back and doing a bit of philanthropic work, where it's just projects that they're giving back to through these pillars here. So they want to support artists. They want to help educate and onboard women into Web3, people in general, but I think specifically women. They have charities that they give back to, and then they also have a wellness initiative to just give you resources to take care of yourself, like whether that's mental health, whatever the case may be, but it all runs through this foundation. One of the more recent things that they had announced, and this is more on, I think, Twitter. I don't know if any of this information is on the site here yet, but they had just posted to expand their WOW committee. And so there are 8 seats total for this committee that fall under 4 different disciplines that people could basically apply. And then the community voted whether or not to give them one of these committee seats. And so the committees are product innovation, marketing, community, and then foundation. And so they had just closed applications for that. The voting is done. And then they just announced the new members recently. So the goal of this committee is for them to the community and give feedback on these different initiatives, which is really cool. The last initiative is
Art Fest.
So this is new this year. The first Art Fest is coming up in 4 days and 22 hours. And Art Fest itself is an iteration on what World of Women did in years previous, where they would collaborate with an artist and then airdrop to holders whatever this artwork was. Art Fest now is going to be 4 times a year based on the end of a season. So in 4 days, the end of the winter season, I guess, is happening. And that's when this first Art Fest will drop. And as a holder, you have the ability to mint one of these for free. You just pay for gas. And they've already announced the list of artists that they're collaborating with. But what's really cool is you have to take a look at the trade with your World of Women or your World of Women Galaxy, and that will show you what you actually have access to minting. So they have certain like traits that match up to the mint for this Art Fest. So,
yeah, I think it's based on skin tone, right? So like there's green ones, there's skin toned ones, there's pink ones. So depending on what the color of the PFP avatar is, determines what kind of art you get.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what the art looks like and see all the different iterations for it. But yeah, it's free 4 times a year. And then as a holder, you just have to pay for gas.
Yeah.
That is that. There's a lot to explore on the website here. Of course, there's a lot of things that we could go into about the project in terms of how quickly it minted, what the analytics behind the buying and selling looks like. But since we are both holders, I thought it would be fun for us to actually discuss the project because we've never really done this before. Like, what drew you to the project? Is there a specific trait or just like, I got to have one?
QueenofDegens drew me to the project. To be perfectly honest. But to our audience, she had a World of Women when it was peaking price-wise, which was sometime in 2021 or beginning of 2022. Yeah. I don't know. But I was super jelly of the whole thing because, NFT and Web3 land can be very male dominated. And there was this group of females that had this NFT, and then there were so many copycats coming out one after another. And I actually bought into a few of the copycats, which was so stupid of me because those projects have not done well. But I was just trying to get in. So I did take the opportunity, though, once this bear market came around to finally get into the project. And it came out of one part trying to be as cool as QueenofDegens and one part desperately needing some feminine energy in the NFT space, especially because I have this channel. And some days I'm like, this is a boy's world.
I feel like you bought in at the right time, though. You didn't give in to the FOMO, and I think you really sat and figured out and waited for a PFP that you actually liked. One thing that you didn't bring up that I'm surprised about is like the vibes of the project. So you've been to WOW IRL events. So what is the community really like in person? What are the vibes?
Phenomenal. I think I'm the type of person who prefers to be around a lot of men, especially because I work in technology. So I'm
Please
always
leave a
just
comment below on like your immediate initial reaction to that statement. I know just
yeah,
leave
that
us a
probably is going to
comment.
go over the wrong way. But anyway, initially I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this. It's going to be like a room of all women and
Yep.
blah. And then going into it, I was like, okay, everybody here is incredibly cool. Everybody is so friendly. I feel so comfortable. I've never felt more like myself. Like I'm just in this fringe party of Web3 innovation. And there's all these other women that are into this in there. And the ratio is actually really good too. There's a lot of men that show up at these events. So for once, I was like, wait, am I actually in the right room here? This really vibes with me. So what I'm saying is everything I thought about myself is wrong. Once I got into actual World of Women events, I was blown away by them and felt very comfortable. And like they were phenomenal events put together very professionally.
This is a really hilarious thought. I'm thinking back to when we were in Miami end of last year. So this is when we went to the World of Women Gala, which was awesome. The theme was Galactic Glamour.
Yep.
And we were both down there for about, I don't know, a full week, bunch of different events. Earlier in that week, we went to...
What was that conference called?
Meta. As you can see, it left a lasting impression.
Yeah, DCentral.
Yeah, DCentral. So we went to that conference earlier in the week, and at DCentral, they did have a focus on women. They had a room in the basement for women to go to, and
it was like the dungeon. Don't even say it was like a nice room. It was
we had that experience earlier in the week, and then fast forward to later in the week where we went to the World of Women Gala, and that was like their polar opposite experience. Like World of Women Gala is what you would strive for. I think it wasn't just specific to one gender compared to DCentral, where it's here's a room in the basement. Go check that, ladies.
Is it even that much about female empowerment? It was just an event that was done well.
Yes, agreed.
Which was heavily put on by men. So major props to the ladies and some men that are behind that event because it was very good.
It was great. What about, so IRL events aside, do you spend much, if any, time in Discord in their community?
I popped in there a few times. I have a goal to get more into it, but especially for the networking, because in real life events, I had such a good time networking with people, and I felt like people were very receptive to it, especially at that event in particular. So I'd like to meet more people in the community, but I'm taking a little bit of a Discord mental break.
So what are your thoughts on, is this a blue chip project?
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be something that whether the NFT scene makes it or fails, it will go down in history as one of the first innovators, especially true female-led innovative projects, blockchain and not tokens. Also, I think Yam, the artist, just has good vibes. And this is going to sound really woo-woo of me, but sometimes your vibes just help you on your life ride. And we did get a chance to meet her one time. And
a long time ago. That was Miami in 2021.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, we met her at the Bored Ape event.
Yeah, she's super sweet. She has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen in real life.
Yeah.
So those magic eyes are going to take you far, girl.
That's
Just look in everyone's soul and they'll be like, yes, anything you want.
What about IP for the project? So are you seeing within the community now anybody doing anything unique, cool? We see a lot with other projects, people pushing the IP. What about World of Women?
I don't know. Do you know?
I do, yes. So there are two people that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Cool Blue is who I think of when I think of IP. She has just become well known for getting into character. Really,
I think seen her at the events, which is cool. Yeah.
She goes to a lot of events, speaks on panels and on stage, and she actually won use of Best IP at the World of Women Gala this past year. So here's a cool picture of her with Crypto Nova, which is cool. All right, so let me just start with the disclaimer here that this is not financial advice. Do your own research, but I want to hear you speculate a little bit about this project.
I think that the price today is super low for the Genesis collection. So not FA, but if you're looking to get into a legitimate blue chip project, this is a real good one. And World of Women Galaxy, you know what's interesting about it is that a lot of people say that they diluted the brand because it's like 20,000 additional profile pictures that go with the 10,000. But just think of how many women are in the United States, let alone the world, who don't even have any exposure to this scene yet. And if you're a believer in Web3 and the capabilities of NFTs to become entertainment brands that cross over in real life and through the internet, that give ownership in a totally new way to fans, then that's not a lot.
Yeah.
My speculation is that this is way undervalued still, and it's going to take time for the market to come back around before people realize just how bull this is going to be as a brand, especially from what I've seen at events and the types of people that are at the events and the way that they put it on. And just there's just so much creative energy and people looking to collaborate and make things around this IP that I think it's going to do really well. Also, and I know I'm going to get roasted for this, I don't care.
Let's go.
I think the art is museum quality, and that's something that you could never put a value on. I don't know if the world sees it yet, but especially because this is one of the first major NFT projects with a female artist behind it, it will go down in history as a impactful moment in the art world, whether you like how they look or not. And that's not to say that the art is bad, because I think it's very good, but I think it just, the simplicity can be a little bit deceptive to people who don't have a good eye for graphic design. And the simplicity of it actually makes it very recognizable, which is a hard thing to master. So I don't care if I get roasted for saying that, because I know a lot of people think that PFP artwork is a joke, but I don't think so. Not with this one.
Tell us your true feelings in the comments, everybody. I think you're right, though. I think there's something to the simplicity of it, and it's very recognizable.
It's very recognizable. If I think of like Warhol's, Marilyn Monroe's, I'm like,
yeah,
I don't even think that's as good as these. This is like such a bigger moment in the
now
art
you're
world.
going to get roasted.
Oh, now I'm really going to get roasted. I know, but
what do you think if World of Women, if the NFT project was a planet in our solar system, which one would it be?
Obviously Venus.
Okay. Obviously,
because Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love and womanhood or something like that. You're going to have to find the real name of what the official title of Venus, but that it goes back really far, the naming of Venus. And this project goes against the grain.
Love it.
In a male-dominated world, right? So,
absolutely.
There you have it.
And I think probably the most important question about World of Women and World of Women Galaxy, the whole project ecosystem, how many glue sniffs? And if you're new here, we do a very backed by science glue sniff rating system. So one glue sniff means it's not going to take much for you to buy into the project. 3 sniffs, more toxic ingestion.
A lot of sniffing of glue.
Means it would take a lot more for you to buy into the project. So where are you at on the sniff scale?
Where the price is right now, definitely a 1 sniffer.
Nice.
If nothing else, you're going to get a ticket to a fabulous event in the future.
Yeah.
So why not? So I would join. And I have. So there you have it.
Yeah. I'm a 1 sniffer as well. Got a World of Women and a Galaxy. And there you have it. Our hot take on World of Women, a bit about the project. And if you liked today's episode, please be sure to let us know in the comments. A little bit of a different style this week. You can find us on Twitter at probably Degens, and be sure to like and subscribe. We have new content that comes out every Wednesday and Saturday. And on occasion, we will do a live. So be sure to subscribe so you keep up with notifications. And I believe that's it. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye.